Hey everybody, this is John Busy, and before we jump into this video, I have a exciting and quick announcement that you're going to get a free gift if you watch this video all the way to the end. It's an awesome gift, and basically what it is, it's a complete masterclass, and it's going to show you some frameworks for like making up ideas and then putting your outlines together and basically creating great products. And it's going to show you some more tools, and which is more software and more AI tools, of course. And it's actually stuff that I didn't touch on in the video you're about to watch, so check it out to the end. Don't miss out on that at the end of the video. However, the information in it is great, and it's going to save you a lot of time and frustration. So check it out and enjoy to the end, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Or actually, all right, welcome back to my channel. And in my last video, what I showed you was that how I leveraged the AI tools and other tools to generate that blog post relatively quickly, much faster than you would if you're just doing it manually and not using any AI help or tools. And we're able to make approximately 1,000-word or close to 1,000-word articles. So what I'm going to do very quickly is I'm going to actually show you that blog post that I made, which was about changing your inner critic. I think it was looking at your inner critic and so on. So this is the blog. This is my blog here on selftalksanctum.com, and let's go to latest articles. And the one that I added was this one right here, 5 ways to tame your critic. That's what it was. So as you can see, I went and I need to mention those other tools that I use. I use the tool to actually make this right here. I can't remember at the top of my head what it is, but I'm going to have to maybe put it in the description in the video so you know what tool it is to use, so that you can come up with actual AI generated images that actually have captions on them or words that you would like written on them. So this is this is an image I generated from there. And then all these other images I generated with Super Machine, which is a software that you can generate images. It's just like, it's very similar to Midjourney, and there's a lot of other ones out there. But I wanted to show you that now yesterday, I'm just going to scroll down right here. This was the image I generated in the first video. It was only this image here. But as I mentioned in that video, I was going to come back and generate other images for the blog post. So this is the entirety. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I'm going to show you. This is the blog post that, heavily influenced. It's written through AI, through Claude, but it's heavily influenced with my information in here and written in the tone that I would like and so on. And I tweaked a couple of things, and I tweaked it by giving more prompts and being a expert prompt engineer, and just really giving it the right prompts in order to make the wording come out the way I wanted it to. But I mean, it wasn't a whole lot. I didn't have to prompt it very much because it came out when you give it the right prompt in the beginning, it's going to give you a really good output. And it also, when you're doing prompt engineering and you're prompting ChatGPT or any of the other chatbots out there, excuse me, any of the other chatbots out there, you're just going to want to give it the proper prompts from the beginning and tweak it as it goes along. So, okay, so that said, there's that. And in this video, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to show you how we can actually take this blog post that you've just seen. You're going to take that blog post, and we're going to condense the text in that blog post into a nice video script where it'll be, I'm hoping for a 5 or 6 minute video, something around there. It could be longer, could be shorter, depending. But we're going to take that information that I had in the first blog post there, and we're going to condense it into a video script. Then we're going to take that video script and we're going to create a video from that using a software that I use called Pictory. We're going to create a video with the script, And then from that point, I'm going to create a voiceover with some voice to text software that I use called Vox. And then from that point, I'm going to take that, I'm going to add music to it and put it into the video. And then it's going to be a polished video. And then I'll do a little video editing. I may or may not do that on screen. I don't want to make the video too long, but I just want to show you the basics of what I do. Okay, so that's what's going to happen in this video. So let's get started. So this is the blog post right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this, okay, and then I'm going to paste it into Claude, the AI tool that I use. So I take it and I paste it into here. And this, when you paste into Claude, the whole text doesn't show up in front of you. It shows up as it says a pasted document. So as you saw in the last video, I use voice to text. So I say voice access wake up. When I say that, what happens is that my voice access on Microsoft, it wakes up, and then I'm able to voice text or voice write, or however you want to call it, voice text it into the field here. I would like you to condense this blog post into a video script that's going to be talking about the same topic. We're probably going to rename it with a different title. However, it's going to retain much of the same information, and I would like you to speak in an enthusiastic and informative tone, as if you're letting the listener in on some great advice that will change their life for the better by acknowledging and changing their inner critic. Once that's done, we'll conclude the video and, of course, ask the people watching to like, share, and subscribe, and thank them for watching the video. So go ahead and make this into a great script. Voice access sleep. So now I've just turned off my texting, and now I just hit enter. And now Claude is going to write a script for me, and then we can tweak it as needed. Or for the sake of the video, we might just do it just let it go the way it is, maybe very minor tweaks, and then make the video with this. And then I can always change it when I want to later. This is extremely short for a video. This is so short that it would probably only be a minute or two long from what I'm seeing. So the title is Transfer Your Inner Critic into Your Greatest Supporter. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you about how to take control of that persistent inner voice that judges everything you do, your inner critic. We all have an inner critic that points to our flaws and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this seems very short. So the fact that it's too short, I want it to be a little longer because of the fact that when we chop it into shorts, it needs to be a certain length to be chopped into good shorts. It should be, like I said, about 5 or 6 minutes at minimum. So what I'm going to do, voice access wake up. That script is a little too short. You have to make it a lot longer so that it will be a good sized video, and that's what I want. So do it again, but make it longer. I like what you did, but do it again and make it longer. Voice access sleep. Okay, so here it's going to make it longer. As you can see, it's already longer. Okay, now it's writing it out. Hello, everyone. In today's video, we're going to talk about taking control of your inner critic, identify your critic's voice, counter negative thoughts. I'm just reading the headings. Visualize silencing your inner critic, cultivate self-compassion, reframe your inner critic as a coach, and then the conclusion. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any other tips for dealing with the inner critic, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. That's the end. Okay, so this it's longer. I think it's at least 3 minutes long, possibly. Of course, it's going to depend on a few things. But for the sake of getting along with this lesson, I'm going to copy this. Okay. I'm going to copy this. Of course, it also changed the title to From Inner Critic to Inner Coach, 5 Steps to Silence Your Self-Doubt. Okay, so now from here, go over to another great tool that I use that has made life a lot easier. And that tool is called Pictory. I'm going to go over to Pictory. This is Pictory here. Let's see, we're in my Pictory account. And now what's great about this, you can create an entire script or a video by just using your script. So I take that script that I didn't read the whole thing. Again, I'm just doing this for the sake of the lesson. But we're going to you paste the script in. Take this here, chop that off. I'm going to put it here. Now this is the title. From inner critic to inner coach, 5 steps to silence your self-doubt. Okay. Now that's in there. I'm going to click proceed. It's going to ask me to choose a template. And now the templates that are here, every template has a different way that it actually writes the text across the screen. So from my experience, you can choose a bunch of different ones, or you can just choose one. I'm going to just choose this one. I'm going to choose the ratio, which is 16:19. I could choose the other one where it can be watched on cell phones, but the other tool that I'm going to show you is going to make it possible for it to be viewed on a cell phone. That's another tool that's coming up in this video. I'm going to show you that you can actually take it and make it into I forgot the ratio number, but you can make it into that, and then that will become your like cell phone video, like where people can watch it on their iPhone or their Android or whatever, and it'll actually come out looking pretty good, but it'll be smaller, because remember the aspect ratio that I'm using right now is kind of long and rectangular, right? And I mean sideways, so it's got longer sides and a shorter top and bottom. So that said, on the cell phone, you'd have to shrink that down so that it can be seen on the screen. And that's fine. Or you have to turn your cell phone sideways to see the video in the better way. And you can do that as well with the tool I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is the video here. Now, typically, when I'm here on this, like I told you, I'm teaching my method about how I do this. And you watch a lot of my videos, you'll see the way my videos come out. They're pretty dope. So I have my own way of doing it. So you could just take this as it is. And what happens, let me play it real quick so you can see the preview. It's going to have music. It's probably going to have, it might have a voiceover on it. Actually, I think it's just going to have text. See, I do this so much that I don't even use this part. It'll probably have text, and it'll have okay, so there's some music. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to show you that that's what comes out. So music comes out and you get text on the screen, but we don't want this. What we really want is what you're seeing in the scenes. The data, it's giving us a lot of stock video in the scenes that are going to fit the actual video. So the things that are being talked about in the script, the screen stock is going to reflect what's actually in the script. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to another software, really fun software I like. It's called Vox. Now let me get over there for a second so you guys can see it. Okay, here it is. So here's the tool that I use. This is great. This came out not long ago. very good tool. So the way this tool works is it has dozens of different voiceover voices that actually sound like real people, depending on which ones you choose. Some of them can sound a little robotic, but most of them sound very convincing. And there's a few actually main ones that I use on here. So create a project. I'll just put a title in here, inner critic, and oops, let's see, me, John Lee, right? So J Lee, and then inner critic again. Then next, okay, so now it's creating. Then I hit new. I go here to choose the AI voice, and there's a bunch of voices that I use a lot. Well, let's see. There's one in particular. Let's see. There's a few of them on here.
With Claude Machine Learning, your application interprets images, texts, and so much more.
That's not bad. Kind of sounds a little.
With Claude Machine Learning, your application interprets images, texts, and so much more.
But he has kind of a friendly voice for the purpose of this video. We're going to be talking about inner critic. So now I'll take the script, I'll paste it here. And let's make the volume nice and loud. And you can even hear the first few seconds of what it's going to be.
Title: From Inner Critic to Inner Coach, 5 Steps to Silence Your Self-Doubt. Title: From Inner Critic to Inner Coach, 5 Steps to Silence Your Self-Doubt. Intro. Hey everyone. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to take control of that persistent inner voice.
You know what? I think that he sounds a little too robotic. So what I'm going to do, that guy sounds a little too robotic for me. I really want it to be nice. So you'll see. So let's see. One of the guys I use, Patrick.
With Claude Machine Learning, your application interprets images, texts, and so much more.
I've used him quite a few times. This one called Tate. I think, let me see.
With Claude Machine Learning, your application interprets images, texts, and so much more.
He's actually pretty convincing.
With Claude Machine Learning, your application interprets images, texts, and so much more.
With Claude Machine Learning, your application interprets images, texts, and so much more.
Okay. Bear with me here. I'm going to choose a good one. See, a lot of the women, there's a lot of women on here that are actually good as well.
With Claude Machine Learning, your application interprets images, texts, and more.
With Claude Machine Learning, your application interprets images, texts, and more. With Claude Machine Learning, your application interprets images, texts, and more.
The multilingual one, this is the one I've used as well. Let's see what it sounds like in the preview.
From Inner Critic to Inner Coach, 5 Steps to Silence Your Self-Doubt. Intro. Hey everyone. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to take control of that persistent inner voice that judges everything you do, your inner critic. We all have an inner critic, and
so I like that actually. I think she sounds good. Now, one thing I'm going to do, sometimes the word, the sentence, they speak on without stopping, and makes it sound a little unnatural. So what I like to do is I like to put periods after the chapter titles, if you will, because then it sounds more natural when they say tip 4, cultivate self-compassion. They don't just make it sound like it's all one statement. Okay, and then conclusion. All right. Now check this out. When you do this, it's pretty quick. I'm dragging it on a little bit, but all you gotta do is hit synthesize. What is it, about 3 seconds has gone by, right? 3-4 seconds. It's completely done. And now we're going to see actually how long the video will be.
From Inner Critic to Inner Coach,
2 minutes
5
and 43
Steps to Silence Your Self-Doubt.
And this is
Intro.
how it sounds.
Hey everyone. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to take control of that persistent inner voice that judges everything you do, your inner critic. We all have an inner critic, and learning to manage it is so important for building self-confidence and achieving your goals. Stick around, because I'll be sharing my top 5 tips for turning your inner critic into your greatest supporter. Tip 1. Identify your inner critic's voice. The first step is to start paying closer attention to when that critical inner voice pipes up. Many times we don't even realize we're engaging in negative self-talk. Begin noticing when thoughts like,
Okay, not bad. Sounds pretty good. I think I can use that. Now, all I have to do, you see, it's here, right here. You just hit download, and immediately I have that recording in my PC, and here it is coming up on my player. It's actually just going to start playing. It's loading, and there it is. Okay, now that's done, right? So now I want to add music to it. Now, what I'm going to do, like I said, for the sake of the video, not being super long, I'm going to take this voiceover and I'm just going to add it directly into Pictory. There's another software that I use for adding music to my videos, and the software is called SoundRaw. I believe they have free and paid plans, but I use a paid plan. I actually got a lifetime deal. So that being said, that's a little bit of a longer process, but not that long of a process. I mean, it's not too long for me to go over there and show you the music. So this is SoundRaw here, guys. This is SoundRaw. And what you want when you want a certain type of music, for example, when I listen to that voice, that I know the tone of the video, that I want. So I'm going to listen again. So I'm thinking it should be, I'm a person, I like funk and hip hop and all that. And you can always find that smoothed out. So let's try, you can choose hip hop, figure, and I said I wasn't going to do this, but we'll see in a second, right? I'm going to say funk. The mood, we want the mood to be hopeful. I want it to be dreamy. I want it to be smooth, definitely. And peaceful. And I want the length to be 5 minutes is the maximum on here. And I want the tempo to be what this app considers normal, where I guess not too fast, not too slow. And then once I do that, okay, it's loading right now. It's loading. I think sometimes with this app, it's a good idea to log out and log back in sometimes. But okay. So that said, this is the first one. Takes a second to load. You might hit the nail right on the head in the first one. A lot of times I do, actually. As long as it matches and sounds good with the voice. I can slow it down. Well, the way I do that is it's pro mode. And then I can actually adjust the tempo. Right here, BPM, 120, 110, 100. So I'm going to take it down to 100. And also, by the way, I could just add music from Pictory has music as well that you can find, work just as well. Now, if you listen to, I'm listening to this, I can listen to her voice at the same time. Not bad. Not bad. Not great. Not what I'm looking for. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, this one I like. This one sounds like it would be perfect with her voice. Let's see. I like this one. I like this one. I think it's a little bit too fast. So if I can slow it down a little bit. I'll say it's at 106. So I'm gonna say 98. That's a little bit slower. Not super slower, but it's a little bit slower. So I'll go down to 98. Check it out again. Like we're having some interference. There it is. Okay. I'm going to go with that one because you'll see once I mix them together and adjust the volumes correctly, then it'll sound good behind her. So now, right now, that's downloading. Again, this video is going to be a little edited, but you'll still be able to see that it was done pretty quickly. Because, for example, now I'm downloading this song, as you can see here, 19 seconds. So it's going to take a second for that to download. Now, while that's happening, I'm going to open up a software that I use, which a lot of people know about, called Audacity. Audacity is like a little recording studio software. Okay. So in Audacity, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to import. I'm going to bring in audio. And we are going to go to, wow, here it is. Okay. So I just downloaded, this is the music file. I mean, this is the file with the voiceover on it. So bring that in, hit play. Okay. Now that's that. Now what we want to do is we want to bring in the other track with the music on it, right? That I just did. So I want to import again, audio. That should be done downloading by now. There it is. I think that's it right there. Yep. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to bring that in. And there it is. Now, I first would lower the volume of that music track. And now take a listen. Make it a little bit louder. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. I like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off, because we want it to get to the end and then fade out, right? So it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then, so it's like maybe about 240 seconds. So we want it to have up to maybe 15, 20 second music fading out. So what I'll do, take this and I'll select this to the end of the track. I'm going to delete that out of there. And then I'm going to make it fade. So I take from when the person stops talking and she says, like, share, subscribe, and all that. I'm going to take this here. I'm going to select that. And then I'm going to hit effect and then fade out. And there it is. Now, listen to the end of the video. It's going to be like this. And as you can see, it's going to fade. Okay, done. And in the beginning, let's go back to the beginning. Also, what I like to do is this. I want a little small piece of a lead in when it starts. I'm going to move this track up a little bit. So this is what the beginning sounds like. See how there's a little bit of a lead in? I don't want that. Maybe a little bit less, probably right around somewhere right there. Go back to the beginning again. Boom. Okay, so great. The only thing I think I want to take out is when she says intro. So what I have to do is stretch this out and play. Okay, so the intro is right here. Intro is right here. So I'm going to cut that out. Stretch it out a little bit more. That's all I got to do. I got to select this, delete, and then go back to the beginning again. And then you'll see now that's gone. Okay. Now we're going to export that as an MP3 into downloads. Oh, first, hang on. First, I want to, well, I'll name it. Actually, I'll name it when I export it. But I need to name this track though. So save. First, I'll save the project. I'm going to call it Inner Critic Improve. But you know what I'll call it? I'll call it Tame Inner Critic Audio. Okay, so Tame Inner Critic Audio. I'm going to hit save. Now the project is saved. I'm going to export it. I'm going to export it as an MP3. Okay, right into downloads. And boom, this is it. Usually I write stuff here, but just let it download. So okay, so good. So now you can see that's how fast and easy it is to go ahead and create a voiceover. Remember, this is a blog post. Okay. So it's exported. And now I'm going to go back over to Pictory. Okay, so now we're back in Pictory. The only difference on this script is that I took out intro, but we're going to see how it populates. It should still populate just fine. So in Pictory, I need to put that in here into this. Remember, the video slides were already created before, right? Before I even went and created that voiceover. So what I do, I go to audio, and I go to, first of all, I want to turn this because Pictory puts a music track behind when it creates the video for you. They put a music track behind it automatic. So that's off. So now uploads, I'm going to upload this track that I just downloaded, which is called, it'll be here in a second. Okay, Tame Your Inner Critic, right? So Tame Your Inner Critic is there. It's uploading into Pictory. Entire video. And now what Pictory is doing, Pictory is loading that script into the entire video. And what you're going to see is really dope, because now you're going to see the magic of Pictory and how fast you can repurpose content. Now, I know this video, of course, when you do things, when you're recording tutorials and so on, sometimes it takes a little longer because you're explaining everything as you go along. So once you watch this video and you master the process and get these tools, you'll do it in 3/4 less the time, or half the time that I'm doing it here, because you're not going to be teaching, you're just going to be doing your thing. All right, so here it is. This is the preview.
From inner critic to inner coach, 5 steps to silence your self-doubt. Hey everyone! In today's video, we're going to talk about how to take control of that persistent inner voice that judges everything you do, your inner critic. We all have an inner critic, and learning to manage it is so important for building self-confidence and achieving your goals. Stick around, because I'll be sharing my top 5 tips for turning your inner critic into your greatest supporter. Tip 1, identify your inner critic's voice. The first step is to start paying closer attention to when that critical inner voice pipes up. Many times we don't even realize we're engaging in negative self-talk. Begin noticing when thoughts like "I'm so stupid" or "I'm not good enough" cross your mind. Start a journal where you can write down your inner critic's comments. This creates distance between you and the criticism, so you don't automatically believe it. Tip 2. Counter negative thoughts. Once you identify the inner critic, you can start countering its destructive messages. Actively confront each criticism with a more positive thought. If you make a mistake and your inner critic says you're such an idiot, stop and deliberately tell yourself, I'm still learning. I'll do better next time. Come up with some personalized positive affirmations that you can repeat when faced with self-doubt. Tip 3.
Okay, so just to show you, that's how fast it. I mean, now what I normally do, I'll go in there and I'll take out some of the slides that I don't want in there and replace it with stuff that I do want in there. For example, if you see, like, for example, this is, I think I saw a picture of, well, this here. This is what something I didn't want in there. Like, okay, this slide, for example, it's the first step is to start blah 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 blah. Okay, I don't know what this is, like a bird flying. I don't know what this is. So, but the good thing is you can look at what's on the screen. It says the first step is to start paying closer attention to your inner critic. So for something like this, you go visuals, let's say, for example, I guess I would want a video of, let's see, talk to yourself. I don't know what's going to come up, but let's see. Talk to yourself, enter. This is what I'm searching for. Talk to yourself, okay? So we want an image basically of probably somebody talking to themselves, opposed to this bird flying, a little girl dancing. And you scroll over and you can you'll see, okay, I don't really see anybody talking to themselves. Maybe this guy. Okay, let's see. Those people are talking. These people are talking. Okay, this guy is, wait, where is he? Oh, right here. Okay. So we'll use this guy, for example. Seems like he's talking to himself, right? All right. So let's just use, and you just click on it and boom, it pops into the frame. There it is. See, now that's in the frame and that bird thing is gone. And then I think the next one I didn't really want in there was, I don't know, a picture of Barack Obama. I don't know. Let's see. This creates distance between you and the criticism. You don't automatically believe, blah, blah, blah. So what's here doesn't really match what's on the screen. So it's funny. They put a picture of Barack Obama there. So this creates criticism. Okay. So for something like this, I could probably just pop this in there. This is just a silhouette of people talking, which kind of fits the screen, but it's just kind of ambiguous, excuse me. So that said, what I'm going to do, just for the sake of showing this demonstration, I am going to download the video. So right now it's begun downloading. And it has that great voiceover behind it. Okay, so what I'll probably do is pause the recording and come back once it's downloaded, because from this point, you'll see the polished video. You'll see the polished video, and then you'll see the way I can break it up into different. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning. I can break it up into the different clips for social media. I'm going to use another tool to actually do that. So I'm going to pause until that's done. All right. That took, I don't know, about 5 to 7 minutes. And as you can see, it says your clip is ready. So what I do from this point, you just hit download. Okay, so now I have it in the PC. And all I have to do now, we can take a look at it. Bring it up. Give me a second here. You can bring it up. We can actually look and see how nice and clean the actual video is, which is great. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I'm going to bring that up in a second. So this is it. Check it out. Okay, so it's pretty good. Now I'm going to do some edits before you see this actually go up on the Self-Talk Sanctum website. I'm going to do a bunch of editing to this. Not a lot, just some of the frames in here. I don't like them, like that bird thing flying. I don't like that, but reasonably for the most part, it's good to go. So what I wanted to show you is that, you can take this now and get this chopped into smaller portions for social media. So for example, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up a site that software that I use. I just got so much software. I'm working on roundup videos now too, because I've got hundreds of things to to use for stuff, for hundreds of tools that I love software and AI. So bring up this one. This one is called Chopcast. Now this video might be too short for Chopcast, but let's see. Upload it. All right, this is Chopcast, and this is what I do. So you hit new, upload a video, and just hit browse. This is the video I want to upload, which is the one we just did. Upload. Okay, so now that's uploading. Now, as this uploads, as I said prior, a little while ago, is that for this to be chopped into segments, it may need to be 6 minutes long. They constantly upgrade their software, so who knows if that's true. So, but either way, when that happens, it takes time for this thing to chop this thing into clips. Okay, so the clips are not ready. It says generating clips. Usually takes 10 to 20 minutes. I actually have never had to wait 20 minutes. It usually takes about, I don't know, between 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to pause again and come back when this is done. And again, I'm not going to guarantee that's going to go into clips, but I have another a hack around this. So if that happens, I'll show you the hack and then we'll continue. So that said, let me go on back over here and I will pause and I'll be back when this is done. All right, so I paused. I went through a bunch of things. This is probably a good amount of time later. However, I did my hack that I said that if it wasn't enough time for it to create clips, I had a hack for that. I can discuss that in a future video because that's gonna be too much to show on this one. However, what you're seeing right now is that website. So what I want to show you is it created 9 clips from the video. So I'm clicking on it, click on clips, and as you can see, here's the clip. So now I can, this is the first one, this is the second one. Let's just take a look at this one. Okay, here's a clip.
Tip 1. Identify your inner critic's voice. The first step is to start paying closer attention to when that critical inner voice pipes up. Many times we don't even realize we're engaging in negative self-talk. Begin noticing when thoughts...
Let's go back to the beginning of this one. I want to see, because the sound was cut off, I want to see where it actually begins.
Identify your inner critic's voice. The first step is...
Okay, so it started off saying, identify your inner critic's voice. I want to get back to the beginning of this one. So,
to start paying closer attention to when that critical inner voice pipes up. Many times we don't even realize we're engaging in negative self-talk. Begin noticing when thoughts like "I'm so stupid" or "I'm not good enough" cross your mind. Start a journal where you can write down your inner critic's comments. This creates...
Okay, so this is where it begins.
Tip 1. Identify your inner critic's voice. The first step is to start paying closer attention to when that critical inner voice pipes up. Many times we don't even realize we're engaging in negative self-talk. Begin noticing when thoughts like "I'm so stupid" or "I'm not good enough" cross your mind. Start a journal where you can write down your inner critic's comments. This
Okay, now where it said where you write down your inner critic's comments, that's where I would cut it. Now this software has decent editing features, so what I would do with this one, remember this is for social media, right? So here's what you do: you take this. What I do, I expand it all the way up so I can see where it ends, and then I hit play where it gets to the end. Where is it? Here.
Tip 1. Identify your inner critic's voice. The first step is to start write down your inner critic's comments. This
Okay, where it's at comments, right? Write down your inner critic comments. I'll pull that here. And I'll play it again. It'll play for me. Oops, I'm making it bigger. Okay, so
critics' comments.
Okay, so that's right around where it needs to be. I'll stretch that a little bit more, tiny bit more, right? Maybe right around there. And let's listen to the end again. Okay.
Critics' comments.
Okay, right there. Now, all we're going to do when you go to social media, all you're going to do is you're going to label you're going to put a caption on it about tip 1, or here's how to change your inner critic, whatever. I'm just coming up off the fly. You can also, which is what I do, you can go to AI and ask for titles for this particular clip. And of course, you're going to get hashtags, all those kind of things. But what I'm saying is, this is just one
Tip
clip.
1. Identify your inner critic's voice. The first step is to start paying closer attention to when that critical inner voice
You're going
pipes
to
up.
name it something like, whatever it is about the inner critic. Let me go back to the clips here. Go back one more time. And I just wanted to show you, when I hit 9, that there are 9 different clips out of that one video that are available for you to use on social media. Slight editing, very slight editing, but you get the picture. That first one is 19 seconds, there's 22 seconds, and you can make them shorter, you make them a little bit longer, but it's all from that video. Now what my hack was I doubled the video. So the video plays to the end. It was a 3-minute video, plays to the end of 3 minutes, then it starts over again, because when I do that in this software, it allows me to get more clips out of it. So you'll get so many clips out of it, and then you can do this, you can repeat this process over and over again. So now that kind of brings me to the end of this tutorial. So if you're at the end, if you made it all the way to the end, awesome. Now you know how to take a video from the blog content, get it compressed into into a video script, get the video script then narrated by Vox, of the software, which is the software I use. I'm going to leave that stuff in the comments, in the description. Get that turned into a human sounding, completely convincing sounding human voiceover. Throw it into Pictory, get the video stock footage done for it. Remember, you can change whatever footage that comes with that you don't like, you can change that to whatever you would like it to be, and add the music to it with SoundRaw, mix it with Audacity, meaning to put the volume of the music at a certain level so that the voiceover sounds nice over music, or don't use any music, whichever you'd like to do. Do that, and then at the end, now, what have we done in these 2 videos that I've done so far? We've created a long form, quality, substantive, original, has you in it blog post that's nice and long. You can use that. Then we took that same content and twisted it into a video script, created a video with a voiceover and images and everything, nice and professional. That can be uploaded to YouTube or wherever else you want to put it, and then chop that into small mini videos using Chopcast that it can now be broken into, as far as this says, 9 pieces of content, 9 pieces of video content. But I would say because I doubled the video, it's a little bit less, depending on how you decide you want to chop it up. Let's just say 6 or 7, from 5 to 7 individual pieces of content at the minimum for this 3-minute video. Now, I have an idea that in the next video, I can show you now how to take a lot of the text from that video and now turn it into like memes or even text posts that you can also put on social media. And there's a bunch of other things you can do with it. So I'm going to continue on. Again, if you like this video, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification and so on. But this is, like I said, I'm just getting started with my tutorial series because I've made so much content over so many years, and I have so many different hacks of how to do it now that AI has come along. It's really exciting for me. So I just want to teach people how to use this, and I want to see you prosper from using these techniques that I have. So with that said, that's done. Review this video. Again, I'm at the end of it. I haven't edited it yet, but by the time you're seeing this, it'll be completely edited and it'll be a polished, beautiful piece of teaching. So I'll see you next time. This is John Busy, and like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.